Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope that you watched the cinematic trailer for the brand new expansion, Voyage to the Sunken City, because it was so good. The music was amazing. Go watch it if you haven't, and then come back here. But anyways, there's a lot to look forward to, so let's get into it. And then after we finish talking about the brand new expansion, we're not going to get too deep into the implications because there's so many cards that we need to wait to see to really dig in. But we can talk about the new keywords and the overall vibe of the expansion. And then we're going to head into the patch notes. And as per usual, since we only focus on standard and Battlegrounds here, there are no standard patch notes. So it'll be Battlegrounds updates, and then I'll link for my Mercenaries players. Okay, so much to talk about. Let's go. So we got the name of our new expansion, Voyage to the Sunken City, and it will launch on April 12th. So we have about 3 weeks, if I'm good at math, which I'm not, but I'm pretty sure it's like 3 weeks. First thing revealed is that we have a brand new minion type. We have Nagas, and Nagas are very spell-focused minions with a lot of effects from hand. So we're seeing the Spell Coiler and the Serpent Wig to start to kind of give us an idea of what Nagas are about. In addition, we have these colossal minions. I'm really excited for this for multiple reasons. But the girl that apparently is just obsessed with cosmetics now really loves it for the card art specifically. So the card art is spread across all of the pieces of the colossal minion. A colossal minion has a main body, and then when you play that main body, the rest of the colossal minion gets summoned. And it looks so beautiful that the art is actually spread across all the cards involved. We've only seen one example so far, but I'm sure there are going to be some amazing, beautiful colossal minions coming up in these card reveals and when we get the full library. The most important thing to think about is to make sure you have board room for all of the appendages of this colossal minion. And each of the pieces has different effects and can do different things. If you really needed to, you can play them separately, but overall they do so much more work together. We're looking at another new keyword, Dredge, that kind of goes along with this Sunken vibe. So the Sunken cards are powerful and they go to the bottom of your deck and you can only bring them up with Dredge. So we're seeing this Ozsharon sweeper that puts a Sunken sweeper at the bottom of your deck that adds 3 random mechs to your hand when you play it. Now all you need is a Dredge card, and you can get that Sunken sweeper up to the top of your deck to play and add so much tempo to whatever you're doing, and potentially a really nice little high roll situation. In addition, we have a new 4-cost legendary, Ambassador Phelan, who puts 3 colossal minions at the bottom of your deck that you can dredge so you can ensure that you will be getting one of these colossal minions in a following turn after you dredge. The pre-purchase bundles are already available for you to purchase in the store, and also you get Blade Master Okani, a legendary just for logging in, who has a pretty cool effect. It is a battle cry that secretly counters either the next minion or spell that your opponent plays while it's alive. So as the opponent, it is your #1 job to kill that minion before you do anything. Also, it appears that on April 5th will be the last reveal, which will also tie in kind of the theme of this year. So we have that to look forward to as well. All right, on to the Battlegrounds. These Battlegrounds updates are huge. Oh my goodness. First of all, armor is coming back. Oh, I'm so happy about this. This feels like it's going to make a lot of these heroes a lot more playable. So I'm not actually going to read all these heroes to you because 1, that takes a really long time, and 2, I would just prefer not to. So again, check out the patch notes for that. It's a really cool little drop-down thing in the patch notes, so it's really helpful and easy to sort through. And Ambassador Phelan coming to the new expansion is also coming to Battlegrounds with an insane effect, actually. So his hero power is passive. On turn 1, you skip your turn 1, but you do get to discover a 2, 4, and 6 cost minion that stay in your hand until you reach those tavern tiers. I think this is really amazing because some tier 6s, even tier 4s, you can kind of build a board around, and knowing that you have that available to you kind of will tailor your decisions leading up to that point. And his buddy, the submersible chef, is a tier 4 minion, and this chef gives you a 1, 3, and 5 to your hand. Now, you don't get to discover these ones, you just receive a 1, 3, and 5. But that is 3 gold. That's nothing to really look down upon. Also, 3 and 5 units, like, that could actually be really helpful in whatever you're doing. The golden version gives you a 1, 3, and 5 twice, so that's 6 hand spaces. So you do have to make sure that if you choose to triple the submersible chef, that you have room in your hand for this. Players with Battlegrounds perks will have access to Ambassador Phelan before formal release on March 31st. We have one hero update, and actually I'm going to go a little further into this update later on in this video, but Shudderwock's hero power now costs 1 instead of 2, so buffed, unnerfed. We'll get a little bit more into that in a second, though. First, let's talk about the new minions. There are 2 new Murlocs joining the team. Swamp Striker is a tier 1 Murloc with a 1/4 body, and every time you summon a Murloc, +1 attack. And the golden version is +2 attack. Now, this is like an iteration of a card that we used to have on tier 1, a 1/2 body that used to gain attack from Murlocs. And I really, really like this card. I think it's really great tempo. I like the 1/4 body on it as opposed to like a 1/2 body, that it made Refreshing Anomaly a little bit more playable as a 1/4 instead of a 1/3. So excited about that. And it really does play into the strength of Murloc, which is cycling more and more Murlocs. In addition, we have Tad on tier 2. Tad the Murloc. So Tad, after you sell him, he adds another Murloc to your hand. Now this is a really great economy unit. In addition, he is Tavern tier bound, so you're not really finding anything insane while you're on tier 2. But good economy. We also have a new beast. On tier 5, we have Baby Crush. Baby Crush seems disgusting. So when Baby Crush goes to attack, first a 9/9 Devilsaur is summoned and attacks whatever minion Baby Crush was about to attack. Now, Devilsaur is also a beast. So if you have a Mama Bear on the board, it will proc on the Devilsaur as it's summoned. It's quite cute. The only thing is you have to make sure you have room on your board. So you have to lead with a smaller unit to create that space for Baby Crush. Because if you don't have the space, then Baby Crush just attacks and nothing happens with the Devilsaur. Notably, the golden version summons in 1818. I'm really excited to see that one in play. Last but not least, with new minions, we have Friend of a Friend. This is a tier 6 Battlecry unit of Discover a Buddy. Now, it is notable in the patch notes that the buddies that are not included are the ones that are hero power specific. So if they rely on a hero power or affect a hero power, not quite the buddy for you. And then in addition, anybody that seems to refresh the hero power is not available either. So there's not going to be any mad power spikes from discovering a buddy, but there can be some really helpful, potentially synergetic things that happen there. And for me, I am immediately going to all the memes in my head. Like whenever I was playing Scabs or Tess, I was like, okay, if I have this hero and this hero in my lobby, I can do these really cool things. However, now you just need Friend of a Friend and then more of them. Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest changes that have happened to Battlegrounds. Some of these minions that are being removed, it's a big deal. Let's talk about the first one, which doesn't matter as much, is the Murkai. Sorry, Murkai. But it didn't feel really that good to play. It wasn't really competitive that way. So like, glad to see that one go. That being said, 2 very, very influential units are no longer in existence. The first one being Murloc Tidehunter. That was so much economy. That was, the stats were really competitive against like Acolyte. Overall, just a really helpful unit that is no longer in existence. And as I was mentioning before about Shudderwock, now you have 1 token less to do the kind of spike Shudderwock turn on turn 6 with beasts and Murlocs and pirates. Not so much anymore. This is a really, really big change. And yet another thing that's going to discourage people from playing kind of a stay on 1 curve, more or less. In addition, My Exna is gone. So no longer with those boards that end up with like 3 Amalgadons with Divine Shield Poison and then 2 Reborn My Exnas and Selfless and all of this stuff. That can't happen anymore because My Exna is gone. You can still have the Amalgadon part, but no longer with the Reborn Poison. I think that's going to be so healthy for the game. Awesome change. A few minions are moving around. Acolyte of Cthulhu is going to tier 2 and becoming a 2/3. Yet another change making it a little bit harder to justify staying on tier 1. Reanimating Rattler is moving down to tier 4, which I think makes it a lot more accessible and does what it's meant to do for the tempo of a beast build. So really excited to see that change. It is losing a stat line, but it doesn't really matter because it very rarely stays on your board. Strongshell Scavenger used to feel horrible to triple into when you were tripling into a 5. Just a big whiff because you're like, well, I wanted a Hogger or a Nomi or a Bran or literally anything else. So now it is on tier 4, which feels a lot better. Mithrax is getting a little bit of a buff, which does help out Menagerie Comp. Instead of being +1/+2, it is now +2/+2. So if you triple into a 5 and Mithrax shows up, it does feel a little less bad to take. Nosy Looter, not a huge influential change, but it is a 9/8 body now. So should you have to take it, should you get offered it and you're like, okay, well, It's not really what I wanted. It does feel a little bit better. That was everything for Battlegrounds and Standard. So excited for Voyage to the Sunken City. Really excited for these Battlegrounds changes, which are going live today. So this is happening. This is not a drill. And again, there's some Mercenaries content, which is going to be updated, and I will include those, and you can check out the patch notes for those. But let me know your thoughts. Tell me what you think about this new expansion. I'm so excited for the card reveals. I'm ready to see what all these creators have come up with. This is like my favorite part of the season, is seeing all of the card reveals. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye, everyone.